everybody. This is Robbie Parker, and I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie, The Long Walk. This movie is directed by Francis Lawrence, who previously directed the Hunger Games movies, Red Sparrow, Constantine, and Water for Elephants, all movies that I really enjoy quite a bit. I actually didn't realize he had done Water for Elephants till just a little bit ago and everything, but I think he's a pretty decent director and everything. He's made some pretty good movies, and in this movie, in a dystopian alternate America ruled by totalitarian regime, 50 teenage boys take part in a deadly annual walking contest, forced to maintain a minimum pace or be executed until only one survivor remains. So I think this is a really great movie. I was very, very hyped for it and everything. The trailers had sold me instantly and everything. Just the concept of the movie had sold me, but the trailers had sold me instantly. I was really excited for this movie, and it took me a little bit to get to see it. I had to wait a couple weeks and everything, but I really love this movie. I think the story is engaging from the very beginning, from the opening little text they have at the beginning of the movie till the credits start rolling. It never slows down, and it's engaging from start to finish and everything. And the movie revolves around this friendship between Pete and Ray, who meet at the beginning of the movie, and it just their friendship grows from the minute they meet till the end of the movie and everything. And it's just absolutely very, very well written. By the time that the movie ends and stuff, it is just devastating and everything. And the movie is kind of an emotional gut punch throughout the whole runtime and everything. There's a big emotional gut punch and everything. The characters are very, very well written in this movie. Like, all of them stand out and have their moments to shine and everything. Some in good ways, some in bad ways. Some get little redemption arcs and stuff. But every time a character dies and stuff, which is really often throughout the movie, your stomach just really turns and everything. It made my stomach turn every time a character died and everything. Every time they get in a situation where you know things because you know how things are going to end in some ways and everything. Every time a character loses balance and falls, or has to go to the bathroom, or gets a cramp, things that you really have to think about if you were doing this kind of a journey and stuff and everything, like just little things that they fall out of step just for a few seconds, that they're dead and everything. So that was really a good way to keep the movie really intense and everything. And this isn't like a full-fledged horror movie. It's more in the vein of like the Shawshank Redemption and Stand By Me, like the movies about friendship and stuff that Stephen King has done and had in the past, novels and movies, of course, and everything. Like it really reminded me, kind of, the friendship between the two lead characters really reminded me of both the friendship between the characters in Shawshank Redemption and Chris and Gordy in Stand By Me and everything. Like, they just are really, really great friends and stuff, and very well written. The chemistry between Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson are really, really great too. They play Ray and Pete really, really well and everything, and they work really well off of each other and everything. And there's some humorous moments throughout the movie too. There's a few jokes and stuff that are really funny and everything as well. And Mark Hamill is absolutely great in here. He's creepy and everything. He doesn't have a lot of screen time and everything, and I guess if I had to say I had any negatives with it, is I do wish that Mark Hamill was in the movie more, but that's more of just a wish than actually thinking that it's a negative and stuff. If you want me to be honest with you, I don't think it's really a negative and everything. I just wish that he was in it more, but his presence is felt throughout the whole movie and everything, and he has some pretty good scenes, and he's really, really good as this villain and stuff. The only thing that I don't really know how I feel on it is like parts when he's cussing and stuff. It just, anytime I hear Mark Hamill cuss, it just feels weird. It's like, Luke Skywalker does not cuss. But he was really good in this movie. And he did a really great job as the villain. I just wish he had a little bit more screen time. That's the main complaint on this movie is I wanted more Mark Hamill, just because he's one of my favorite actors, and everything. The movie is really intense, though. Like I said, it makes you really feel for these characters, and even the ones that aren't likable, you still feel for when things happen and stuff, and everything. And I love how well developed a lot of the characters are. There are certain ones that didn't have a lot of development, but you still care about them and stuff. Like ones that don't really do a whole lot of the talking or anything like that. And it's still sad when they do have to die and stuff and everything. It's really well done and everything. And it brought out a lot of emotions and stuff, which I haven't felt in a Stephen King movie since probably The Green Mile and everything. So I gotta say, this is an absolutely amazing movie from start to finish. I really, really love this movie. I highly, highly recommend it and everything. And it's crazy that this movie came out in September of 2025 when there is so much violence and crazy stuff going on in just the real world and everything. But this movie is really relevant and stuff. It's based on a story written from the 60s. It is still relevant today, if not even more than it was back then and everything. So I absolutely love this movie and everything. And it's highly one I would highly recommend. It's one of the best movies of the year and everything. It has potential to be in my top 10 of the year. I don't know if it will be, but it's definitely one of the very best for sure. And if it's not in the top 10, it'll definitely be pretty high up there on my ranking of the movies of this year and everything. So I think it's a great movie and everything. Also, I also forgot to mention Judy Greer has a very, very small role in this movie, but she is amazing too. Like, she gives one of the absolute best performances of her career in just the little bit of screen time she has in this movie and everything. I've always thought she was an underrated actress and stuff and everything. And I guess if I did have another negative, which ain't really a full negative, but I do kind of wish that there would have been some girls in this movie too. Everything, but at the same time, I understand why they weren't and stuff as well, because it's an all-boys competition and stuff. But it would have been cool to have have girls in there too. But all in all, this movie is just great, and I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it and everything. I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. It could move up to 10 out of 10 over time as I rewatch it and stuff. I don't know if this is one I'm going to want to rewatch very often, because it is a very emotionally draining movie. But it is a very, very good movie and everything. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of The Long Walk. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And have a good day, everybody.